Shin box series number 2. If you've done number 1, you're familiar with this shin box position. We're at 90-degree angles, front and back leg. We've got the bottom of this front foot in line with the back shin. Okay, we have our hips oriented parallel with the front shin right here. We're going to keep that throughout all these movements. Okay, shin box series number 1 is more passive stretching. You're in control with your core, but we're gaining a little bit of that mobility and flexibility. Here we're going to improve our strength within the range of motion by doing some leg lifts, holds, and stretches from this position. Okay? The first thing that you're going to do, starting with your hands on your ground either side of the forward leg, you're going to lift this front leg as far off the ground as you can, bringing your torso to it, thinking about closing this distance right here. Engage the core, engage those adductors, these groin muscles right here, bring them together and bring it up as far as you can while maintaining your proper hip position. Pull. Squeeze, 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 and release. Okay, the goal is to eventually get to the point where you can engage your core, stay stable enough with a neutral spine to lift the front leg off by itself. Okay, that's going to take a lot more tension in your core. It's going to take a lot of help from your posterior chain on this back leg. You will feel what I'm talking about if you try it. Take a couple weeks and you'll get there. Focus as hard as you can on the squeeze at the top, even with your hands on the ground, and you'll improve faster. The next thing we're going to do with the front leg is the same initial movement of bringing the leg off the ground, but we're going to stretch the leg out in control, transfer the tension to our hip flexors, hold, and then drop into a nice light hamstring stretch before returning back to the starting position. That looks like this. I'm here, engage the core, bring it up. I'm going to point the toe, disengage the calf and the lower leg here. I'm going to turn, leg vertical, toe up, holding, and then dropping. Okay? Get a nice light stretch here. Relax for a second. Point the toe, up, hold in, down slow, and relax. That was 1 rep right there. Now, if you need to, if you have issues getting to that full stretch position where you're at a 90-degree angle from this back knee all the way through your shin here, if it's stuck inside a little bit, that's fine. You got really tight hamstrings. So what we're going to do is you're just going to bring this knee up a little bit closer to this ankle. So if you bring it up here, it's going to kind of relax this hip a little bit. Really going to have to engage yourself in the ground, and you'll get a little bit more range of motion. See, I was able to get a little bit farther out here. The goal is, if you stay parallel with the edge of the mat, to be right here. Bringing this knee up just allows you to get a little bit farther, taking a little bit of pressure off that hamstring. Hopefully after a couple weeks you'll be able to get that full distance. Now, after we finished your rounds of those 2 exercises with the front leg, we're going to go to the back leg. Okay? We are going to lift and hold the back leg from our starting position. Sitting nice and tall for this one. Really going to have to engage that glute. If you're having difficulties doing that, leaning forward is okay. You're going to lean, pick the leg up, hold. Do not allow this knee to drift forward. That puts too much tension in these hip flexors up here. We're not looking for that. We're looking for the glutes. So if anything, push back into it a little bit. The foot is the shin is parallel to the ground. The foot's off the ground as well as the knee. And now I'm going to set it back down. Once you get the rhythm of this, it's okay to lean into it. Once you establish that tension point at the top, let's push into it to increase the tension. So this is what I mean by that. If I'm going to lean, I'm going to get that lift off a little bit easier. But now that I'm there, let's hold that established tension point and drive up, pushing into it. We'll get a little bit more engagement from those glutes, and then you'll relax. Finish your set with those, and we'll go to the next movement, which is lifting, extending the leg. We're gonna stretch a little of that internal rotation, then we're gonna return. So this is what I mean by that. We're gonna lift the leg, keeping the foot parallel to the ground and not letting it come up at all. I'm gonna go out to the side, hold, and drop. Okay? Now I'm gonna sit upright, locking this leg, keeping this foot parallel to the ground, and I'm gonna push into the tension that I feel at the top and the inside of this hip, just leaning over the top of it. Don't turn and lean. Okay, you'll feel like it's a lot easier. We're looking for the tension of moving laterally over the top of this hip. Then you'll release, establish your position, pick the leg up, return it, and drop it down. Finish your set of numbers there. For your set, we'll rotate to the other side. You'll do the same 4 exercises for the opposite side as well. Good luck.